I opened my mouth to wake the others, and then something grabbed me. Two hands came out of the darkness behind me, from inside the jail cell. They clamped into my shoulders and chest with crushing force.
Hello. This story will be about soldiers that have had paranormal experiences. It is said that they have experienced many paranormal things during duty. The places that they go are full of heavy energy. This energy feeds the dead and make them appear when you least expect them to. Or this might just be a story for some of you, but if you don't have enough respect for it, it might become your next reality. Let's begin with our program, What Crawls in the Nights. About 14 years ago, I was an active duty soldier assigned to the 4th Infantry Division, stationed at a well-known and very old Army base in central Colorado. My unit had recently returned stateside after a deployment to Iraq, when my squad was assigned to an ammunition detail. It was routine work, 6 hours on guard duty, 6 hours off, rotating for several days straight. During our off hours, we were instructed to rest in the basement of our battalion headquarters building. The building itself was ancient by military standards. Long before it housed officers and briefing rooms, it had been used during World War II to interrogate and detain German prisoners of war. Among the soldiers who worked there were quiet rumors about the basement. Stories of footsteps echoing when no one was there, of a child laughing late at night, running the length of the hallway and disappearing before anyone could find them. I'd heard the stories before. I was interested in history and ghost lore, but like most soldiers, I filed it away as boredom mixed with imagination. At the time, only 7 or 8 of us were off shift at once. We dragged out a few army coats and set them in the small side room that branched off the basement hallway. These rooms weren't used for anything anymore, just empty spaces with peeling paint and that stale underground smell you never really get used to. It was my first time sleeping in one of those side rooms. As I was setting up, I noticed something I hadn't expected. A jail cell at the back of the room, old iron bars, rusted hingers, a thick metal ring bottled into the concrete floor, clearly meant for chaining someone in place. It wasn't decorative, it wasn't symbolic, it was functional, and once it had been used. I was exhausted, and all the better spots were already taken, so I leaned my rucksack against the bars, sat down with my back resting on them, and figured I'd grab what sleep I could. The room was barely larger than a small office. The only light came from the hallway outside, where fluorescent bulbs hummed constantly, casting a sickly glow through the open doorway. From where I sat, I could see straight down the hall. Everyone else was already asleep. No movement, no voices, just breathing and a distant electrical buzz. I closed my eyes. A few minutes passed before I noticed something was wrong. The buzzing from the lights began to grow louder, not suddenly, but gradually, like pressure building. At first, I thought it was just my mind focusing on it, but it kept rising. becoming intrusive, vibrating in my skull. The air around me felt thick, heavy, like something was pressing down on the room itself. I opened my eyes. The moment I did, a deep, irrational fear surged through me, stronger than anything I'd felt in combat. This wasn't adrenaline. This was dread, the kind that tells you without explanation that you are not safe. I stared toward the open doorway, trying to understand what was happening. The hallway looked the same, but it felt wrong, darker, deeper, as if the shadows had weight. The buzzing was almost unbearable now. I opened my mouth to wake the others, and then something grabbed me. Two hands came out of the darkness behind me, from inside a jail cell. They clamped into my shoulders and chest with crushing force, slamming me back against the iron bars. I couldn't move, I couldn't twist, I couldn't stand. The grip wasn't frantic or violent. It was deliberate, controlled, as if whatever was holding me knew exactly how much strength it needed. Frozen, heart pounding, I saw movement in the doorway. A figure slowly emerged into view. It was impossibly tall, a solid mass of darkness that swallowed the light behind its head. Its head brushed the top of the doorway, cutting off the glow from the hall. It had no features. I couldn't make out anything. Just the shape, just the presence, and an overwhelming sense of intent. The buzzing had reached a deafening pitch, and panic clawed its way up my throat. I fought. I threw everything I had into breaking free, muscles screaming, mind blank except for the need to get away. With one final desperate jerk, I tore myself loose and pitched forward, collapsing into myself. Instantly, everything stopped. The buzzing dropped back to its normal hum. The hallway light returned. The figure was gone. I spun around and stared into the jail cell. It was empty. No movement, no shadows, nothing. My breathing was raged as I looked around the room. Every soldier was still asleep. No one had woken up. No one heard anything. Whatever had happened, it had happened to me alone. I didn't say a word about it. I told myself it was exhaustion, stress, coming off deployment, anything but what it felt like. But even now, I still think about that basement, about those hands, about the figure that blocked out the light. I don't know what was down there, whether it was something left behind from the past or something else entirely. All I know is that it saw me, and I'll never forget what I lived that day. Well guys, that was today's story. Hope you guys liked it. I'm gonna be uploading more of these soldier type paranormal stories. Please like, please subscribe, and remember, don't ignore the sounds tonight. You've already awakened it. Good night, and don't let the bedbugs bite.